Hi, this is Zoodalor checking in for week 6 since submitting my application to Ride Games as a game designer for the LivePod team. Last week I mentioned I'd be tackling funneling in League of Legends. Turns out it's a deceptively complex problem, one that resists simple fixes. My initial concept was to buff the jungler, avoiding lanes via a hot streak system. Think of it like a mini quest attached to the jungle item. If a jungler clears camps efficiently, their item rather, evolves with stacking bonuses. This could be split by archetype. Carry junglers get bonus from kill streaks, supportive junglers benefit from assist streaks, farming junglers benefit from clearing camp streaks. The key here is that none are rewarded for killing lane minions nor punished other than by a loss of tempo. Think Rengar's Bone Tooth Necklace passive. The challenge? Jungle is an inherently reactive role. You can't ignore your laners if they need help freezing a wave or contesting vision. If this system is too rewarding, it might encourage tunnel vision and toxicity, like stop KSing my streak. If it's too weak, it's ignored. We will keep this on the back burner to solve a different problem later on. My second idea is shared jungle gold. I explored jungle gold allocation. What if camps split gold based on damage dealt? Deal 20% of the damage, get 20% of the gold. XP still goes entirely to the primary clearer, not the last hitter. Now this is fairly interesting. It immediately weakens both support funneling the jungler by following him like a lapdog, and reverse funneling where junglers would give their camps to laners. Brawl has a similar idea with shared XP and gold. Ours would need to be finer tuned granularly at damage tracking level. But it's doable and might even be healthier for the game long term. This would also make steals feel less salty because your jungler would likely get the XP from the drag, the reward would just be allocated to the enemy team, and you would also get partial gold. Again, cool points. It could be implemented simply by putting plates on jungle creeps, or chunks. Have you ever tried to clear 2 camps at once only to have them leave and regen to full? Now they would regen to 20% health. This would be less punishing for new players and less tilting, and might also offer some creative clear paths where you don't want to full clear your blue for some reason, but only 4 chunks. I don't know, food for thought, but let the pros cook on that one. Zooming out, most of my videos so far have pitched big picture mechanics to rekindle League's identity. But it feels like the game's direction has shifted. The meta no longer evolves organically. Riot seems to proactively steer the game, rather than reacting to emergent playstyles. And I'm not sure that's ideal. Take feats for instance. It lured players into chasing power spikes only to find their win rates drop. There's something backwards about that. When Riot leads the meta too heavily, creativity dies. What if that's what Riot wants? Well, let's lean into that proposal. What links all of these issues? Smurfs, funneling, the bounty system, and feats. They're all systems that exist that are affected by the disproportionate value of early gold. 300 gold at 2 minutes is not the same as 300 gold at 30. So how do we curb early snowballing? Here's one idea. Unlock item slots over time. At 4 minutes, only your starter item is active. Every 4 minutes, a new item slot unlocks. Consumable pots, cookies, Callista's Black Spears would need a separate pouch system, or could only be used while the slot is active, but I prefer them to be separate. You could still buy your items, but they would only be rendered active once the timer is reached. So what I'm really saying is that the 4-minute timer applies to every slot, and you can have it either way. Either that it's grayed out and you can't use the item if it's there, but if alternatively you can't buy an item even in the first place, then you need a pouching system for like consumables and your other rewards from like runes, your potions, your cookies, triple tonic, and whatever. This delays snowballing. You can still earn gold and spend it, but you cannot weaponize it instantly. Want to skip the timer? Spend gold to unlock slots early. There's tension, strategy, and gating mechanism that softens early aggression. I tested this while trying to trigger 25 adaptive force from Jack of all trades, and the item pressure was real. It's like having 5 items at 2200 gold, but no room left. It forces decisions. Maybe this isn't for today's meta, but it's an idea worth shelving for the future, like an alternative to the durability patch. In the current meta, my vote is to disable Monster Hunter, split Jungle Gold by damage dealt, and let's leave XP to stay with the clearer. Right? If you're watching, I'm still job hunting.